Hi everyone, welcome back to A Maker Studios YouTube channel. My name is Lianep and I'm so excited that you are here with us today. Normally you'll find me on my own YouTube channel, DIY Beauty on Purpose, where I create DIY home decor all on a budget. Today we are going to customize a journal that I found at the dollar store. It is just a cute little journal that I found for $1.25. It's just not quite my style, so we're going to customize it using some of A Maker Studios supplies. Let's go over those supplies so you can take notes and follow along. So the first thing we're going to use is, of course, is this journal that I showed you earlier. It has some cute little lined pages on the inside, but we are going to switch out and update the outside. We're going to be using Amy Howard's One Step Paint. This is the Spa White. We're also going to be using several of the ChalkArt in some beautiful colors. This is Slow as Molasses. It's like a dark brown. This is all Y'all. It's beautiful coral color. This green is called Hey Good Lookin'. And then Heart of Gold is this brownish tone color. So we're going to use all of these, and we're also going to be using A Maker Studios Mesh Vinyl Stencil, and I've used this one in the last couple of times that I've crafted with them because I just love that they're all scripture based, and that is my preferred way to craft. So we're going to be using, let me show you this one down here. There's probably a lot of glare because of the light, so let me take it out and you can see it. They usually come in a big setup like this, but as you can tell, I've already used a couple. So what I do is I cut them and then use them as needed and put them right back on the backing so I can save them and use them for next time. But today we are going to be using this one down here. We're going to use them, although they're going to go together, we're going to use them separate, and I'll show you what I mean. But this is the one we are going to be using, so you know. And of course I'm going to be using the squeegee to squeegee on the ChalkArt on the stencil, and some other things too, like spray adhesive and some things like that, but we'll go over those items as we go. All right, so the first thing we want to do is get the journal painted. We just want to clear up and whiten out the background. It is kind of dark. I also forgot to mention, we're also going to be using drop cloth to cover the actual journal. I wanted to have a lot of texture and just have a cozy feeling to it. But if you can see, if I place the drop cloth on top, you can still see the design on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it one light coat on the surface. That way it's going to lighten it up. So how I'm going to do is I'm going to split the journal in two, and then we are going to just paint the outside and then let it dry. And then once that's dry, then we'll cover it with the fabric. So we're going to use, as I mentioned, Amy Howard's One Step Paint. So we're not going to do an entire heavy coat. I think one should be sufficient, but we'll take a look. And this Spa White, I really love. It has like an off-white tone to it, but what I like is it kind of mimics the color of the drop cloth very closely. So we're going to use this one, and again, we're just going to do one coat, and I'm going to do it outwards so that way I don't do it this way and then get paint on the pages. So we're just going to do it with that like outward motion, and then it doesn't have to be perfect either because it's going to be covered up. We just want to lighten up the cover so that I don't see all the little black lines through the fabric. So that's all it takes. And this is in the design, it's not a sticker. If it was a sticker, I'd definitely remove it before painting. Amy Howard's One Step Paint has such good coverage. It's just a one-step paint, so it doesn't mean that you just need one coat, because sometimes you may need multiple. It just means that you don't need to prime the surface, so that's always wonderful. And so we're just going to see very easily, nothing major. All right, I'm gonna leave it as this. I'm not gonna over brush it and cover this up. We're gonna let this dry and then come back and cover it up with some drop cloth. All right, so my journal is fully dry, and so now we're going to cover it with the drop cloth. Now, I don't know if you've ever worked with drop cloth. Drop cloth is one of my favorite fabrics to use while I'm crafting. One, because it's very inexpensive, and two, it has a very farmhouse texture and feel to it. Another thing that I love about it is that when you tear it, you get this really cool frayed look on the edges. So that's what I'm looking for the outside edges of my journal. So what I want to do is I want to cover it in a way that I have frayed edges just like this, but on both sides. So this will be a good, like, I want it to just slightly overlap. So this is going to be a good width for the front. And then of course we want to cover the back. And I'm going to show you how you tear the drop cloth. It's just the coolest thing ever. All right, so we want to leave just about maybe 1/4 of an inch out outside of the edge. So I have it here. Now I am going to, let me make sure that it's even as possible. All right, I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm just gonna make a slit, okay? There we go, just a tiny slit. And then I'm just going to pull, and you'll see how it tears. So I'm gonna do is just pull, see? And then when I get to the end, I'll just cut that piece. Now I have a piece that's going to fit nicely, and then of course we got to cut the length of it. So we'll do that here in a minute. I'm going to cut a lot of the length, so I'm working with the smaller piece, and I think that's going to be way better. All right. All right, so I'm going to cut right here. I think that should be way better. Oh yeah. See how it now it fits nicely, overlapping both on the top or on the front, and that's just very nice, very nice. Okay, so I am going to cut it after I glue it. So we're going to use some adhesive spray. I use this Elmer's Craft Bond, and it says that you can use on multi-purpose, like surfaces. So I've used it before, and it actually works really well, and it does work on painted surfaces. So I'm gonna take this off camera here real quick, just so that I can spray it over the garbage can so I don't get anything else sticky, and then bring it right back. I do want to say that I am going to spray paint one side at a time. So I am going to adhesive spray the back first, lay it, then spray the top, okay? So I'm gonna do this side first. Okay, now we are going to just ever so lightly put it on, leaving that 1/4 of an inch or even less right on it. I'm just gonna flatten it out, and this side would just fall flat, and then we're gonna even it out and cut those edges, but I just want the top and the back to be covered. All right, so now that the bottom is there, okay, I am going to spray adhesive the top and then bring this way. All right. And a little bit got on this side, which works actually even better. There you go. All right. We're getting somewhere, huh? That's looking pretty. Nice and tight. I like that it has the, the overlap on the edges. I think it's so cute. All right, let's cut the edges. I have found that it's so much easier to use a rotary cutter to cut these edges because it's just one cut and almost straighter. I'm not a huge straight cutter with scissors, so I'm just gonna use my rotary cutter here, and then I'm also going to be using my square ruler here, and that way I can try to keep it as straight as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut most of it off with the scissors, and that way I have a small area to work with. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to place I'm not going to do it extremely flush. I just want to leave just a little bit, not as much as out over here, but just a little bit of a rim, or edge, I should say. Let's see. Oh yeah, so much better. All right, just take it to the corner there, and then I'll continue it over here. To me, this just works better. I know it's going to be straight. It's a little bit more work, but at least I don't have to like, oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, so let's do the other side. Just gonna overlap just a tiny bit. There you go. I'm gonna bring it in. And how fun is this? I mean, you can use any fabric you want, which I think is just so fun. You can customize it any way you want. And once you cover it, if you cover it with a, if you cover it with something that's no design, which is just pretty much a blank canvas, you can then add whatever stencil you want. I think it's just priceless to be able to, you can monogram it and put initials right on the front if it's for a gift. And I think you're gonna love the way this is gonna turn out. So, all right, here we are. That's looking so pretty. I love it. Oh my gosh. All right, let me just trim off just a little bit of the edges. And all right, so let me put this stuff away. All right, so now on to the stenciling. So the stencil, as I mentioned earlier, is gonna be this one here. And so I'm going to cut it just like I do the rest. It's just easier to work with a smaller piece. I feel like it's a little bit more manageable than working with a larger piece. But you do whatever works best for you. Now this one looks like it comes together, but I am going to cut them separately, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Because I want to put this one here going long ways. Don't you think that's going to be so pretty to have it there? And this one, I want to use 2 of the flowers and put them right here next to it. So we're going to do one at a time. We're going to start with the Grow in Grace, and it's from the verse in Bible, or the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 18. I'm going to take the stencil, and the way that works, you just remove it like if you're removing a sticker. And then I'm just going to place it right here. I think that's going to look so pretty. Let me make sure I'm doing it on the right side. Yeah. All right. So we're going to place it right here as close to the edge as possible. And just press it on just like you would a sticker. Just want to press it on. Now, because the edges are so close, I don't want to risk getting ink on the outside of the stencil. So I'm just going to put some tape on the edges. And this is going to allow me to just have the freedom to work and not worry about it going over the edges. Okay. All right. So we're going to do that. For this one, we're just going to use the darker brown that says Slow as Molasses. And then for the flowers, we're going to use the pretty colors. Just going to open it up, and it's just a thick consistency. So what I love about the chalk art paste is that it's not going to run, so it just works really well. So you see how it's like a paste? All right, we're just going to take some here, and we'll take more if we need to. Let me make sure that it is nice and stuck on there. All right, let's take it and let's start stenciling. Putting that tape really works to keeping me without spreading paint or chalk onto the fabric. All right. There you go. If we have any excess, we're just going to put it right back onto the container and then cover it back up. All right, so let's remove this. And again, I'm going to do it really, really carefully because I don't want to remove the fabric from the journal. So we're just going to remove this one first. Just do it this way. There you go. Oh, that's so pretty. It looks so vintage. That's what I love about it, is that the color just, or the fabric texture just makes it look like a very old journal. I think it's so pretty. All right. That's stunning, stunning, stunning. All right, so let's move on to the flowers. So I am going to add this one right here. That'll be the first one I do. And we're just gonna place it right here, right above the other stencil that we did. And we're just gonna put a little bit of tape on that corner so that's that way I'm not concerned about it. And I want to do the green. I think it'll look good in green there. So we're gonna do the same thing. Open it up. We have the squeegee. We're just gonna grab, and then we're just gonna again start adding it and squeegeeing it on the stencil. And look how easy it is. If you've never worked with these stencil, I promise you, you can do it. It is the easiest thing in the world. The paste is so thick and so manageable that anyone can do it. You don't have to be afraid. Look how pretty that green is. I love it. Now we are going to dry this one and then put the other one on there. All right, now we are going to place this one here. So the same way, we're going to remove it and place it right next to it, just around here. And we're gonna do this in that pretty coral color. And we're gonna put some tape on the edges just to have a little bit more freedom. That way we're not stressed about it. All right, same thing. We're gonna, look how pretty that is. Holy smokes. Seriously, so, so beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna grab some of the paste and then start stenciling it. Okay, we have some left. I'm just gonna scrape it on there and remove the stencil. Wow, that is just stunning. Those colors look so good together. Love, love, love it. All right, again, we're gonna let that dry and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna use the last flower in the back because I think that would just look pretty back here as a little detail. All right, we're just gonna open it up just to make sure that we're not gonna ruin that, just in case. All right, so here's the last flower. We're gonna remove it. And we are going to place it right in this corner here. We're gonna stick it on, put some tape. And again, you don't have to put the tape. This is just me being very, very careful. Just gives me peace of mind. All right, so now we're gonna do the light brown because I think it's just a beautiful color. These colors will also be stunning for fall. So keep that in mind as fall is getting closer. That is such a great way to brighten up those fall colors. And look at this one. That just screams fall to me. All right, so let's just start squeezing it. We're gonna save the excess. And then we're gonna remove. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Isn't that just so pretty? All right, we're gonna let it dry. We're gonna add one more thing to this journal and I'll be right back. The last thing I want to do is I want to add a ribbon around it to tie it in a cute little bow. I think that would be so cute. So I think a jute string will look great, but I think this this jute here with the white and the brown will look so much better. So I'm just going to cut off a piece that would allow me to wrap it around twice and then make a small bow. So let's use this one. And I want the little bow to be in the center. So I'm just gonna hold it there and then just kind of, you know what, let's go around it a few times. That would be even better. I think this would be such a beautiful gift for anyone. Think about how much we spent, right? I mean, the paste and the supplies you can reuse over and over again. So you don't have to worry about that. The journal was only $1.25. And then of course, and this was from Dollar Tree as well. So the adhesive spray was from Dollar Tree and then the paint. the stencils, everything you can find at A Maker Studios website, which is all linked down below in the description box. So make sure you do that. But look how stinking cute this looks. So this is it for today. You're gonna have to let me know what you think of the super cute custom journal. I am obsessed with it. My daughter already claimed it. I wanted to keep it for myself, but it's okay. She can have it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And look how cute. We have a little detail in the back, so I think that's a cute little detail. So easy, so inexpensive, and I promise you, you can do it. Don't forget to subscribe to A Maker Studios channel. Just hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of their uploads. Also, again, don't forget to check out the description box that you're going to find all kinds of links and information about the products that we used today. And also, don't forget to visit my channel, DIY Beauty on Purpose. That way, you'll get tons of inspiration as well. And if you love what you see, I hope you join our family as well. Have a blessed day, have fun creating, and I'll see you later. Bye.